Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about Hollow Knight Silksong because, at this point it's a bi-monthly thing where it's mentioned and people freak out. We're going to be on Dexerto today. This is written by James Bubsy. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Hollow Knight Silksong release date could be soon after new Steam listing. Now, from what I know, this is actually much more solid evidence of it actually coming out relatively this year, which is exciting for the people who really enjoy Hollow Knight and been waiting for this game since 2019. I personally still haven't even finished Hollow Knight, the first game, so I might finally have to get to it and so I can actually play the second game, but we'll see how it goes, if it actually exists or not. Once again, this could just be them updating stuff, so we'll see, really. Just before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Comment down below what you guys think about this bi-monthly update on whether or not Silksong is still a thing. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I understand completely. If you'd like to check out something else I do a podcast called 2 Pods 1 Podcast, also on this channel, with my friend Alchem Games, so please check it out. Hollow Knight Silksong might finally be released this year as a new Steam listing sparks hopes from fans. Silksong was first announced in 2019, and since then fans have been patiently waiting for its release. In fact, the dev's last update was back in January 18, 2025, when Team Cherry Matthew Griffin confirmed on X that the game is in active development and will come out. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that the team has made a lot of jokes about how long it's taken, and unfortunately, whether in good faith or not, some people are very sick of stuff like that. And to be fair, most of those people are the loud minority of people. Most people are just patiently waiting for the game, but the internet, especially on Twitter and stuff, are very sick and tired of waiting. To be fair, that's Twitter, so Twitter people are a different breed of people. Since then, there have been no new details about Silksong's release date, but that has changed thanks to a new Steam listing. That should be good news for those waiting patiently. Hollow Knight Silksong Steam listing update has fans excited. I wonder why Dexerto does this, these mid things. Anyway. On March 24th, Hollow Knight Silksong received a Steam listing update to include geforcenow, NVIDIA cloud gaming service, and an update copyrighted year. As noted by Wario64, Team Cherry changed its copyright from 2019 to 2025, and its header image to a new one featuring Hornet, the protagonist. As you can imagine, this led to a lot of excitement within the community, with many hoping for a release date confirmation. Honestly, the biggest thing for me is that they changed the image and they updated the GeForceNow stuff. The copyright might just be the copyright because they have to update the copyright legal stuff because it's been so long, but honestly, I feel like updating the specs of the GeForceNow and stuff like that is a bigger deal. The copyright is just, it depends. I'm not entirely sure what you have to do to keep a copyrighted thing copyrighted if it isn't technically out yet. Because they copyrighted Hollow Knight Silksong, but that was in 2019 and it's changed a lot since then because it was originally going to be a DLC and now it's a separate game. So I don't know if that's the reason they have to update the copyright or not, but that is a big deal. And changing the logo, it means something is happening behind the scenes, so they might be updating it, getting new art and stuff like that, so that's a pretty big deal too. This is honestly the first time I felt that it might be possible that we'll be getting a release date very soon, wrote one overjoyed fan. Other were a little more skeptical, with one writing, I heard a rumor that its releases the same month as Bloodborne Remaster and Half-Life 3. Oh no. Of course, this skepticism is valid given Silksong's track record of not appearing during Nintendo Directs on August 27th in 2024. A Steam update teased a beta test for Silksong, which was later met with disappointment after fans discovered that 555,000 other apps received this update. Yeah, that makes sense. Either way, this new Steam listing is certainly exciting, and time will tell whether Silksong will truly be released this year or if it will be another long await. Until then, you can read everything we currently know about. Yeah. Okay, so the thing about this update for me is that while it is still just back-end stuff, updating copyright can be a big deal, because they are still renewing the, not trademark, that's something different, but they are updating the copyright claim? No. I don't know what the term is, actually. The copyright? I don't know. And updating for the Steam, or not the Steam, sorry, the GeForceNow stuff GeForceNow is a more updated thing too with the cloud gaming, with the cloud service stuff. So that is a big deal. Now, I still don't think it's going to be soon. For instance, I don't think we're going to be getting anything relatively soon in the next couple months because there is a Nintendo Direct coming up, but that's specifically about the Switch 2. And I don't think Silksong's not going to be there. So I'm assuming it's going to be at Summer Games Fest. That's my big bet. I assume it's going to be Summer's Games Fest, and it's either going to be out this year or next year, early next year. I assume, honestly, I feel like it probably should be late this year, quarter 4 this year, just before the Christmas stuff, because honestly, like, they've been working on this game since 2019, so it's been 6 years. And for a lot of games, like for a lot of sequels or independent games, that's about the time frame of a game. It's about a 5 to 7 year workflow, no, timeline for a game being worked on. So it kind of makes sense to be out either this year or next year, because that'll be this is the 6th year, and next year will be the 7th year. So I do feel like it's generally that time frame of a game coming out, with it being not in a, like, this isn't in development hell, like in terms of the, the studios getting switched, the people are getting fired, or like the funding is gone. It's more that it is the scope of a game getting, or the scope of the scope of the project becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and which is its own version of development hell. But it's not like, I don't think like it's gonna get canceled or anything like that. So I feel like this is, if they are making a full sequel to Hollow Knight, a 5 to 7 year development timeline makes sense to me, and we're in year 6, so it'll be interesting to see if it actually comes out this year. And the updated copyright and including GeforceNow makes a lot of sense for it to come out this year. I do think it's going to be in the later half of the year, 100%, probably after Summer Games Fest would be my guess. But if it's next year, it wouldn't be that much of a surprise to me if it was instead next year instead of this year. I guess the real question is, with the fact that it's been 6 years since the project became a much bigger scope, I wonder how much time they've actually done in development when it had the bigger scope. Because that could mean the first year or two of it being DLC means that it's only actually in the four-year development. But I assume they didn't like restart. They just continued adding on stuff. Because I don't think they restarted or anything like that. It's just that the scope of the project became much bigger than they initially anticipated. So I feel like my 5 to 7 year timeline should make sense. And I feel like at this point, they do need to release something soon, or do something soon, because it's going to also become like, people's expectations are going to be very high since it's taking so long. And people are going to be disappointed if it's not like amazing. I do think the game is going to be good, but if the game is Hollow Knight with more stuff, which to be fair, Hollow Knight already has a ton of stuff, but like, I feel like some people's expectations are going to be really skewed because of how long it's taken. And that always worries me when a game takes a long time, or like was announced and it takes a long time to come out, which is why I feel like game developers, if your game isn't coming out within a year or two, I feel like you shouldn't be announcing it, or unless you're doing like early access or something like that, or you're a big budget game where marketing, because that makes sense. But if you're a smaller team like the Silksong team, I actually don't know the Team Cherry, sorry. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I was about to say it's team something but with Team Cherry, oh man, I feel so bad for them, because the reason it's taken this long is because they wanted it to make it bigger, and they wanted to make more stuff, and they wanted to make it cooler and more exciting. And so it became not just a DLC, it became a new game or sequel or whatever it's going to be. And it kind of sucks that people's expectations are going to be so unrealistic, I feel like, for this game, because this game is probably just going to be more Hollow Knight with some cool new bells and whistles. And like, if I'm proven wrong, that's great, but I feel like that's what this game is. That's what Silksong is going to be, and I feel like that's what a lot of people want. But I feel like there's going to be very loud people expecting more, which is always going to be a problem. Hopefully they can just weather that type of storm and just like tank it, basically. And I feel like they will, because Hollow Knight has such a good reputation, and the team still has a decent reputation. Sure, they've taken their time when it comes to this, but I do feel like it's at least warranted, especially when the game does come out. I assume it's going to be pretty good. So hopefully they can stick the landing, and if it comes out this year, it'll be great. I'm assuming it's going to be late this year or early next year, but we'll see. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Comment down below what you guys think about this new update on the Silksong saga at this point. Hopefully I won't have to make another video about it being delayed, or next year I'm still making videos about it, because it still isn't out yet, which will be funny but also kind of sad. Please subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate it. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, I understand. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video, so if you'd like to see that, please subscribe. If you'd like to check me out on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a Blue Sky. If you'd like to check out any of those social media platforms. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye everyone.